My fellow Burkinabè, today we rise not just as citizens, but as architects of our destiny. We unveil the LX70 Semi-Blinder, a symbol of our strength, innovation, and unbreakable spirit. Built by our hands for our land, this armored vehicle carries with it our dream of sovereignty, security, and national pride. Imagine a small African nation, known more for its gold mines than military innovation, suddenly stepping into the global spotlight, not with aid, not with imports, but with a surprise of its own making. Meet the LX70 Semi-Blinder, a homegrown, battle-ready armored vehicle designed and built entirely in Burkina Faso. This is more than just a machine. It's a declaration, a message, a promise. In 2025, under the bright sun at the Synergy Sarah Defense and Security Exhibition, the LX70 made its debut. Cameras flashed. Crowds roared. Military experts stood speechless. The world watched as Burkina Faso, a country with no history of military manufacturing, unveiled a technological marvel. So how did this happen? And why does the LX70 matter not just to Burkina Faso, but to all of Africa? Let's dive into the incredible story of the LX70, a story of grit, determination, and national pride. The birth of a national icon, the capital city of Ouagadougou buzzed with energy. Rumors had swirled for months, but when the armored truck finally rolled onto the stage, coated in desert-ready armor and national pride, it became clear this was no rumor. This was real. Not donated, not outsourced, not improvised. The LX70 was entirely conceptualized, designed, and built by Burkinabè engineers and manufacturers. At the Synergy Sarah Expo, it stole the spotlight. For decades, Burkina Faso's military depended on imported vehicles, machines designed for very different environments, often unreliable in the harsh, sandy, rocky terrains of the Sahel. They were expensive, fragile, and politically dependent. The LX70 changes that narrative. Built specifically for Burkina Faso's conditions, it's a vehicle that says, we're ready to defend ourselves on our own terms. The Sahel's harsh reality. Burkina Faso is in the heart of the Sahel, a region marked by conflict, instability, and relentless insurgency. Armed groups attack villages, smugglers cross borders, and remote areas remain vulnerable. Foreign aid helped for a while, but it came with delays, dependency, and shifting political interests. That's why the LX70 Semi-Blinder is a game-changer. This isn't just an armored truck. It's a tool of empowerment engineered for the brutal heat, dusty plains, and rocky trails of the region. It gives Burkina Faso's military a weapon tailored for the battles they fight every day. But more importantly, it gives the people something to believe in. It gives them hope. What makes the LX70 special? At first glance, the LX70 looks like a rugged pickup truck. But beneath its simple exterior lies serious engineering. Classified as a light armored patrol vehicle, the LX70 is fast, durable, and perfectly suited for urban and rural operations. Its reinforced armor can withstand rifle fire and resist damage from IEDs, an ever-present threat in the region. It's fuel-efficient, lightweight, practical. Unlike foreign vehicles with features that often fail in African climates, the LX70 is made for one purpose: to survive and protect in the Sahel. A secret project unveiled for years. Whispers of a top-secret project echoed through the defense corridors of Ouagadougou. But few believed that something of this scale was actually in the works. Then in 2025, it happened. The reveal stunned not just the Burkina public, but the international defense community. No one expected a small West African nation to pull off a feat like this. Suddenly, Burkina Faso wasn't just on the map, it was leading the conversation. An African symbol of self-reliant social media erupted. Hashtags like #MadeInBurkina, #LX70Strong, and hashtag Burkina Pride trended across the region. Citizens, especially the youth, celebrated not just a machine, but what it represented: possibility. Neighboring nations took notice: Mali, Niger, Ghana, Nigeria. They saw that a small country, under pressure, could still innovate and build. The LX70 sparked a wave of thought. Why not us? Burkina Faso had just shown the world that you don't need to be rich to be resilient. You don't need to be powerful to be proud. Why it matters. Globally, international defense analysts acknowledge the LX70's significance. It's not just about hardware, it's about independence. When you rely on foreign powers for defense, you're vulnerable to delays, inflated prices, and political strings. But the LX70 puts control back in Burkina Faso's hands. It decides how it uses the vehicle, when it's upgraded, and even whether it might be exported to friendly nations in the future. That level of autonomy is rare and incredibly valuable. The bigger message in a world where smaller nations are often overlooked, Burkina Faso just made a bold move. The LX70 isn't just a vehicle. It's a declaration. We can build. We can lead. We can stand on our own. This moment marks a turning point, not just for Burkina Faso, but for the entire continent. Because when one nation rises with courage and conviction, it reminds others that they can too. The LX70 Semi-Blinder is more than metal and wheels. It's the spirit of a nation, built to move forward, no matter the terrain. Now let's get to the heart of this story. How did Burkina Faso, a country with no prior experience in military manufacturing, create something as advanced and impressive as the LX70 Semi-Blinder? The answer lies in a powerful combination of hard work, ingenuity, and an unshakable vision for the future. Humble beginnings in Ouagadougou. It all began in 2023, in a modest workshop tucked away in the capital city of Ouagadougou. A small team of local engineers, welders, and designers came together with one goal: to build a vehicle that could meet the unique security challenges of Burkina Faso. They didn't have billion-dollar budgets or foreign consultants. What they did have was determination and an unbreakable belief in their nation's potential, starting with a commercial-grade pickup truck chassis similar to what you'd see on farms or construction sites. The team built upward. These chassis were already tough and built to handle the brutal terrain of the Sahel. But they didn't stop there. They designed a new frame to support heavy armor without compromising speed. They reinforced the suspension, adjusted the engine, and carefully balanced power with durability. Every part of the LX70 was purpose-built to survive Burkina Faso's harsh environment. Armor, tested for the real-world armor, was a top priority. The team worked with local steel manufacturers to create lightweight yet bullet-resistant panels. It had to strike a fine balance, strong enough to stop bullets and protect against roadside bombs, but light enough to keep the vehicle fast and agile. Months of testing went into getting it right: field trials, impact tests, and simulations. This was no guesswork. It was science, precision, and relentless testing, all aimed at one thing: protecting soldiers in real combat situations. A story of local talent. One of the most inspiring parts of the LX70's creation is who built it. This wasn't a project led by foreign defense contractors. It was powered by Burkina Faso's own youth. The engineers and designers were young, motivated, and mostly trained at local technical institutes or universities abroad. For them, this wasn't just a job. It was a mission to prove that Burkina Faso could build world-class technology, and they succeeded. A national ecosystem. This wasn't just about building a truck. It was about building a system. The team collaborated with small local businesses for parts, steel plates, wiring, electronics. They worked with university labs to develop rugged surveillance tech, including cameras that could operate in intense heat and dust. These systems gave the LX70 the ability to detect threats even in total darkness, crucial for operating in remote or dangerous zones. The project also became a learning platform. Young apprentices gained advanced skills, welding armor plates, installing electronics, calibrating high-tech systems. These skills were once rare in Burkina Faso. Now, they're the foundation of a growing defense manufacturing ecosystem. The government made sure the LX70 wasn't just a one-off success. It was a launchpad for future innovation. Built in just 2 years. Here's one of the most surprising facts. The LX70 was developed in just 2 years. In contrast, similar armored vehicles in larger countries often take 5 to 15 years to complete. So how did Burkina Faso do it? Modular design. Different teams worked simultaneously on components like the chassis, armor, engine, and electronics. Lean development. They focused on function over flashy features, cutting down unnecessary delays. Total secrecy. The project was kept under wraps to avoid foreign interference or internal criticism. In a region often influenced by powerful outside forces, secrecy was a strategic shield. Until its 2025 debut, the LX70 was nothing but a rumor. Then it rolled into the spotlight and shocked the world. Built for battle, designed for victory. So, what can the LX70 actually do? This isn't just a rugged truck. It's a smart, agile, battle-ready machine designed specifically for the Sahel's extreme conditions. Speed and agility. Despite its armor, the LX70 is fast, capable of hitting speeds over 100 kilometers per hour. It can weave through narrow urban streets or speed across desert trails, making it perfect for pursuing insurgents' rapid deployments, border patrols. Seats 6 fully equipped soldiers and gets them where they need to be, quickly and safely. Combat-ready armor. The armor can withstand bullets from rifles and machine guns, common in the region's conflicts. More importantly, the underbody is reinforced to resist IED blasts, a constant danger in the Sahel. This design dramatically improves survival chances in ambush or roadside bomb attacks, protecting soldiers when it matters most. Next-gen technology. Here's where the LX70 truly stands out. It's not just armored, it's intelligent. Thermal imaging cameras allow it to detect people or vehicles in complete darkness, ideal for night patrols or stealth missions. Telescopic camera mast can rise above buildings or terrain to give soldiers a 360 view. Encrypted radios enable secure, real-time communication between teams and command centers. The interior is blast-resistant, spacious, and designed for comfort in combat. Every detail, from reinforced seats to simplified control, serves one purpose: keeping soldiers safe and mission-ready. Flexible, adaptable, mission-ready. One of the LX70's greatest strengths is its modularity. It can be rapidly configured for different missions: border patrol, urban combat, crowd control, with non-lethal tools like tear gas or loudspeakers, medical evacuation, recon missions. This versatility makes the LX70 a true force multiplier for Burkina Faso's military. The bigger picture: the LX70 isn't just an armored vehicle. It's proof that with vision, unity, and belief in local talent, a small nation can achieve something truly extraordinary. In just 2 years, Burkina Faso transformed an idea into a symbol of pride, resilience, and national independence. It is more than steel and circuitry. It is the heartbeat of a rising nation ready to defend itself, inspire others, and shape its own future. The LX70 can also be outfitted with optional weapon turrets, including machine guns or other armaments, giving it the extra firepower needed for a wide range of missions. Whether escorting convoys, protecting high-profile figures like government officials or foreign diplomats, or defending strategic positions, the LX70 proves itself as a highly versatile platform. For Burkina Faso's military, often stretched thin, and working with limited resources. A multi-role vehicle like this is invaluable. It reduces the need for multiple specialized vehicles and ensures that troops are ready to respond to any situation with confidence. But the LX70 Semi-Blinder is more than a battlefield tool. It's a symbol of something far greater. For decades, Burkina Faso, like many African nations, depended on imported equipment to ensure national security. Those foreign vehicles often came with serious downsides: high costs, difficult maintenance, and political strings attached. The LX70 marks a turning point. It proves that Burkina Faso can design and manufacture its own defense solutions on its own terms, and the timing couldn't be better. As the country faces increasingly complex challenges from insurgent threats and smuggling to shifting international alliances, traditional partners have pulled back support, leaving Burkina Faso to chart its own course. The LX70 is a powerful statement. Burkina Faso doesn't need handouts. It is investing in its own people, its own technology, and its own future. This vehicle has become a source of national pride. Across the country, people are celebrating this milestone. Social media is flooded with photos, praise, and stories. Citizens proudly call the LX70 a symbol of resilience, ingenuity, and hope. For young Burkinabè, especially, the LX70 represents more than just military strength. It's proof that their country is capable of greatness. It tells them that Burkina Faso can innovate, lead, and rise to the occasion. The impact of the LX70 project goes far beyond the military. It has created jobs for engineers, welders, technicians, and electronics specialists, many of them young people who might otherwise have left the country in search of work. By offering them meaningful opportunities at home, the project is helping to retain talent and build a skilled, future-ready workforce. The ripple effect is extended to local businesses as well. Small companies producing steel, wiring, sensors, and other components have joined the supply chain, creating a homegrown ecosystem that no longer relies on foreign suppliers. This shift not only boosts the local economy, but strengthens national resilience. Over time, the industrial know-how developed for the LX70 could be applied to other sectors, from automobile manufacturing to renewable energy, spurring the growth of a diversified, modern economy. In a country where much of the population works in agriculture or mining, the LX70 shows a different path. It's a step toward a technologically advanced future, one built on innovation, self-reliance, and opportunity. And it doesn't stop at Burkina Faso's borders. All across Africa, other nations are taking notice. The LX70 stands as proof that a small country with limited resources can still build world-class defense technology. It could inspire a wave of similar initiatives across the continent. Nations like Mali, Niger, Chad, and Mauritania, who face similar threats and often struggle with foreign dependence, may look to Burkina Faso as a model. Some may partner with the country to co-develop vehicles, share technology, or even purchase LX70s for their own armed forces. Such cooperation would increase Burkina Faso's regional influence and open doors to trade, innovation, and strategic partnerships. This vehicle also shifts global perceptions. For too long, many outsiders viewed African nations only as aid recipients, not as innovators. The LX70 challenges that outdated narrative. It showcases the talent, creativity, and technical skill that have always existed across the continent. It's a powerful reminder that, when given the chance, African nations can surprise the world and set new standards. Looking ahead, the future of the LX70 is full of promise. Its modular design means it can evolve. Engineers are already exploring. Upgrade stronger armor for high-risk operations, remote-controlled turrets to improve troop safety, or drone connectivity for real-time surveillance. These features would make the LX70 an even more formidable tool, adaptable to virtually any mission. If production scales successfully, Burkina Faso could enter the export market. Nations within and beyond West Africa may be eager to purchase. A combat vehicle specifically designed for the continent's unique challenges. Such sales would generate revenue, raise Burkina Faso's global profile, and signal its arrival as a serious player in defense manufacturing, a rare feat for a smaller nation. Domestically, the LX70 may spark a much broader transformation. The skills, technologies, and supply networks developed through this project could serve as the foundation for new industries, civilian vehicles, consumer electronics, or even green energy systems. Universities might launch engineering and tech programs tailored to meet this growing demand. Young people may find new motivation to pursue STEM careers, knowing their country has a place for their talents. The LX70 isn't just a military vehicle, it's a launchpad for a brighter, more innovative Burkina Faso. It represents courage, vision, and a refusal to accept limitations. By building this truck, the nation has sent a clear message. It is ready to define its own path, protect its people, and stand as an example for others. This is more than a one-off success. It's a turning point. Of course, this is just the beginning. The next few years will determine whether the LX70 becomes the cornerstone of a new era or a standalone achievement. Will Burkina Faso scale up production and revolutionize its armed forces? Will it become a leader in African defense innovation? Could this spark a wave of tech-driven progress across the continent?